like to welcome everybody to the Delaware County Commissioners meeting. It is Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. The time is 9:01. Could everybody please stand for the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty.
It's kind of warm in here, isn't it?
Ed, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Here.
Mr. King.
Here.
Mr. Reagan.
Present.
Burke.
Here. Next, we'll move to appointments. Well, first we'll have a public hearing on the vacation of the alley in the Rorton area.
Let's see this, you.
Good morning, my name is Leslie Mathewson, and I am an attorney at Mathewson Law, with an address of 625 South Tillotson. And I'm here on behalf of Gary Benedict, who owns property at 1809 East Ann Street in Muncie. It's in a part of the unincorporated town of Rorton, and he owns lots 1 and 2 of his subdivision, and behind his property is an alley that has been not used for the intent or purposes of getting into and out of the property. And if I can, if I may approach, I have a copy of a survey and also a beacon map that kind of shows the property.
Refresh my memory.
And as you can see on the beacon map, aerial map, you can tell that there is grass is growing over the area where the alley is platted. It has not been used for a period of time. It's grass. It's been mowed by my client. It doesn't prohibit anybody from being able to get on and off of the property. As you can see on the aerial maps, there are, it's Ann Street and William Street that, Mr. Benedict can use to get onto his property. Also, the adjoining owner, her name is Michelle Dallas. She also has the ability to get on and off of her property from, William Street. So it's not impeding any, usage, for her to get on and off of her property. As you also can see that there's not a school, a church, or any public buildings that is being accessed from the use of this particular alley. And we are, on behalf of Mr. Benedict, asking today to vacate that alley. And as part of the law and as what has been shown on the survey that's been presented to you and is prepared by Ashton Land Surveyors, the request is that 1/2 of the alley be given to Mr. Benedict, and the other half of the alley to be given to Michelle Dallas. As presented already today to Denise is our proof of publication showing today that there has been a notice published. We also sent a notice via certified mail to the abutting property owner, and that was at the address shown on Beacon. That came back as a bad address, but as of today, I have not, nor has Mr. Benedict been contacted by anybody with regard to this a request to vacate the alley, and so we would just ask that would be something that the commissioners would take into consideration this morning.
Do you have anybody, thank you. Do we have anybody else here to speak for or against?
Ms. Matheson, are there utilities that run down that? Do you have any idea?
Mr. Benedict indicates that there are not any utilities, that are in that, easement, or the, alley.
I believe this is also the property that our highway department's been out on. Tommy, Troy, either one of you guys have anything?
Yeah, Troy, Troy actually went out there, so I'll let Troy tell you, and he can tell you what he saw out there.
Yeah, so they put up a rail fence to be on the, east side of the road of the property. But when I was out there and I was talking to, Miller Pipeline about, keeping the roads open, keep the traffic, so, people live out there and get in and out. It looked like there was a gas line and some kind of phone line running down that alley. So, other than that,
Okay.
I mean, they're gonna have to, you gotta have access to that, cause
Yeah.
if something happens to those lines, you gotta be able to get to them. That's the only thing we had, and I think I sent you pictures of it,
Yes.
so it does show some, like a gas line and a phone line in those pictures. That's all, that'd be our only concern, to utilities be able to get to that if something needs to be done to them.
I think at the time, the road was closed or something, and somebody was trying to get through, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they was having trouble getting around the Miller Pipeline guys, but I talked to them, they got all our stuff out of the way, and, will not be they never did get another call on it, so they obviously did what I asked them to do, as far as letting people in and out.
So we don't actually know if that was a utility easement down through there either.
No, we do not know that. I don't know any way.
You know,
What's that show,
Couldn't,
Shannon?
Couldn't 811 locate utility lines?
Yeah. There are,
It shows gas line.
yeah, with the picture you sent me, there is a gas line running down there and a, like you said, phone or something down
Yeah.
there. The orange line.
Kinda right down the middle of it,
Yeah.
that's what I seen too, yeah.
Recorder's office, if there's any utility easement that will protect the utility.
I mean, we could get a hold of Miller Pipeline too. I'm sure it's their line. We could do some research on that if.
Well, I think like Angie said, the recorder's office would have a utility easement down there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
anything else? No one else, I entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Have a motion second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Reagan,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes. Next, we'll move to, appointments. We have department head appointments.
yes. Second?
We have our executive appointments. We have our 911 director, Fred Cummings. Executive assistant office manager, Sarah Hodges. County attorney, John Brook. EMA director, John Catino. EMS director, Mike Ashley. Highway supervisor, Tommy Humbert. Assistant engineer, project administrator, Angie Moyer. HR director, Pam McCammon. Veterans Affairs officer, Brian Wilson. Inspector weights and measures, Eric Strouch, okay. And maintenance superintendent, Steve Foster. Economic development director, Brad Bookout. County information officer, Kyle Johnson. Delaware County Council Finance Committee, be Sarah Hodges.
I make a motion to approve those appointments.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for the appointments. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Reagan,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes. Then we have other appointments. We have the Alcohol Tobacco Commission, Tom Simpson. The Delaware County Drainage Board, Shannon Henry, Jamie Swoboda, John Landers, Bill Whitehead, Richard McIntyre, Brandon Murphy as the attorney. We have the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission, Michelle Batters, Bryce Conyers, Angie Moyer, and the school board member will be John Adams. The Delaware Advancement Corporation will be James King. Community Revitalization Economic Enhancement District will be Dan Allen, James King, Angie Moyer, Dave Williams, Doug White. Emergency Communications Board, Shannon Henry. Property Tax Board of Appeal, Sharon Black, Robert Adams.
Those are all appointments for 1 year and 1 year only. You wanna make a motion to approve those?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll make a motion, we approve all those appointments.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Ed, can you call the roll?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Reagan.
Yes.
King.
Yes. Next, we have, the Airport Authority, Mike Foster, Steve Slavin. Board of Health, I think we're gonna hold up on that one for now.
I've gotta do some research since this legislature changed some of the laws and statutes concerning the Board of Health. I've gotta check and see if the legislature made changes to the appointment process.
And I think their next meetings after are
It's before your next meeting.
before, so they can just stay on.
Right, they'll serve until their replacement's named.
Thank you.
Then we have Community Correction Advisory Board, Judge and Juvenile Authority, it will be Douglas Mayhor. Then we will go down to the East Central Indiana Planning Council, be James King. Fair Board members will be Charlotte Anthony, Carrie Dye, Sean Eldridge, Bailey Jester, Melanie Marshall, Jessica Masters, Donna Patterson, and Fred Cummings. Fair Board members with, the term corrections, which will be.
We
3
had
years.
an issue with, some of these, appointments. There was a mix-up, and so we have some correction on some terms. Fred Cummings, Joey Kalen, and Brandy Webb will all serve for 3 years, but their term expires in 2024. That way, there's, as originally intended, there's 7 appointed in each year as opposed,
Each
right now,
class.
it all got it kind of off, so
Okay,
their terms expire next year.
all right. We have the ICAP, which is Sherry Riggin for 1 year. Information Technology Board, Sherry Riggin, it is for 1 year. Regional Liberty, Regional Wastewater, Jeremy Dye, it's a 4-year board. Metropolitan Planning Commission, Teresa Hensley, 3 years.
I would ask to hold up, I need to check on that, I gotta complete some research, cause she was just elected to the Salem Township Advisory Board.
Okay. Then Shannon Henry is the elected official for 1 year. Then we'll go to the Public Defender Board, Michael Foley for 4 years. People with Disability Council, Brandy Webb, Connor Polk, Bruce Morvillius, and Paula Shockley. Those will be the board appointments for the commissioners.
I believe we had one more, Jody Cole for mental health for the, community corrections.
Yes.
Then we'll add Jody Cole to the Mental Health Administrator.
Thank you. I move we adopt as presented.
Second.
Have a motion second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to table business, approval of the December 4th, 2023 Commissioners Meeting minutes.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we'll have the approval for the minutes for Commissioners Meeting December 18th, 2023.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Now we'll move to presentations, Rural Black Excellence, Stephen Hargrave. Morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
That's fine.
Good morning, commissioners. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
You actually look good. Did you have that beer before?
Oh, just started on a
You
couple
look,
weeks
you look
ago.
good. I feel closer to you.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
I'm glad. I'm glad for that. So, Happy New Year. My name is Stephen Hargrave, and I am the founder of Real Black Excellence here in Muncie. It's a local nonprofit organization, and the mailing address is 2905 North Wheeling Avenue. And I'm actually very thankful to be able to speak to you today because I believe we all want the same thing. And before I get into the purpose of the presentation, I think there are some things that you actually need to know about Real Black Excellence that will provide you with an opportunity to better understand what's happening. What you need to know about our organization is that we are laying the basis for elimination of crime and poverty through our history classes that we teach. And we also are excited because we've developed an interactive program for our at-risk youth that we feel like will help them in every way, economically, socially, and even physically. We've been told that there's no funding for the Youth Opportunity Center, so we just simply volunteer. But we have developed a program that we're very excited about with that. Currently, we serve at Southview Elementary School, and we have 8 educational activists that are there daily teaching our youth, and that's the ground level where we need to start, of course, at the elementary schools. It's important to know also, number 4, that we're addressing the food desert, which there is one within the inner part of Muncie, specifically in the industry neighborhood. We're addressing that food desert by building relationships with Delaware County farmers, as is evidenced here. We do well. Megan Binion is here somewhere. Oh, there she is. She's so close to me. Megan Binion is here. She has Legacy Gardens. She's the founder of Legacy Gardens. We're also glad for Prairie Hills Farms. They have a representation here. And we are building those relationships, which include, among other things, relationships with Purdue University, greenhouses, and again, addressing the food desert, getting quality food. Number 5, we've actually purchased a property on Macedonia. It's called Cranersfield. I mean, that's what everybody around here knows what it's about. And we've developed plans for a community hub there. And from there, we're planning to do adult education. We're planning to partner with Ivy Tech. Also, we have after-school programs, tutoring programs, classes, gardening, etc. So it's just an excellent, excellent opportunity for us. Additionally, number 6, we would like to let you know that we have an excellent networking program where we've networked with local construction companies as well as international companies to help bring some employment and additional tax revenue to Delaware County. It's extremely important. And I'd like to mention briefly, I didn't see Mr. Bookout, but
He's ill today, so
Oh.
he won't be here.
he's ill. Okay. Well, we're scheduled with an appointment, and I'm almost through this. Thank you for your time. We're scheduled for an appointment with Mr. Bookout tomorrow, and we have our neighbors from the north here that represent, I won't just give all the details, they represent a manufacturing company that they are bringing to the United States. And one of the reasons why they have chosen Muncie is through our interaction and our networking. They believe in the philosophy of Real Black Excellence, which is to help companies, businesses, organizations, and families to operate together as a community, utilizing their gifts but still maintaining their autonomy. Now, I mention all these things as a backdrop to help you to understand the request today. We are coming up on February, of course, and that is Black History Month. And Black History Month is important. We are bringing the world-renowned, I'm excited about it. Everybody doesn't like jazz, but everybody's different. But I'm excited about world-renowned, Grammy Award-winning artist Kirk Whalum. And for those that don't like jazz, I just feel bad for you for not liking jazz. But this is actually quite a bit more than a jazz concert, because I would not waste this committee's time coming up here and saying, please support a jazz concert. And that's the reason why, thank you for your time, I went briefly through it. I'd like to talk to you more, but briefly through what exactly this organization is representing, which is far beyond a jazz concert. It happens in February, which of course is Black History Month. It's part of that celebration. We are asking for your support, for your partnership with that. There's no doubt about it. But we want you to consider the jazz concert in light of the total body of work that this nonprofit is doing in the community, and in light of the fact that we are bringing in, we're doing our best to bring in, I believe Brad's going to get it done, bring in industry, jobs that will impact farmers. It's absolutely amazing. We have an opportunity here to do something great. In Black History Month, we'll celebrate people like Frederick Douglass. But what's not celebrated, commissioners, as I close, what's often not celebrated and not mentioned is that there is a network of individuals that enabled Frederick Douglass to do and be and travel and all the things that he did. He's an American icon at this point, and we're going to celebrate him in February. However, we won't celebrate the unseen network of people that are non-African Americans. And I believe that network, that unseen network that helps support Dr. King, helps support Harriet Tubman, helps support the Underground Railroad, I believe that you are part of that network. And I think you're about to prove it. By proving what I say, by proving, say, look, I'm going to support that, I'm going to get with that. And so we want you to support the concert, but support the body of work that we're doing. We plan on working in Delaware County schools and going and getting all the art students and giving them a better way. And also, lastly, oftentimes we wait till something bad happens and then try to react to that. And I'm suggesting that we should begin the new year by coming together first, and then hope this is one of many times that I come before you with excellent reports. I thank you for allowing me to speak for so long. Do you have any questions at all?
I just want to say thanks for coming to the community and doing all the hard work you guys are doing here. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
What's your concert date in February?
February 16th, which is a Friday, and that is at Cornerstone Center for the Arts. And I know that oftentimes, like concerts, people ask for that, but this is really similar to what you've already supported, initiatives you've already supported, like Credible Messenger. We were in that class, actually. So we're actually doing that work, and so we like your support and partnership.
Thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we'll move to contracts and agreements for approval. We have the NDOT project coordination contract. Angie?
Good morning, Commissioners. This agreement is necessary to receive 80% reimbursement towards preliminary engineering fees. The maximum award amount, federal funds, is $387,988. Just to remind you, NDOT's doing everything digitally now, so James, you'll be receiving a message to digitally sign.
I did see that bridge will not be built until about 2029.
They pushed it out a year, yeah, maybe.
What bridge is it?
This is Bridge 75, right there between Country Village and Creekwood Estate.
And Shaper. And
Shaper, yeah.
so it, 120 days, pretty good sized bridge.
It's too early to predict that at this point,
And
but I
they
would,
have to be closed.
but it's a full replacement.
I make a motion, we approve the request.
Second,
A motion, a second. Ed, can you call the roll?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, we, have the corporate agreement for Title 4D. Emily?
Morning, Commissioners. Emily Anderson, Court Administrator. The agreement is something we do every year. This is so that Title 4D can get their 66.6% reimbursement for any 4D work that they do. This is for 4D Court. So it's already been signed. I just need your signatures as well.
So move.
John, you looked at this?
Yes, it's fine.
I'll
It's
second
the
it.
same contract they,
Okay.
you line every year.
Have a motion, a second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, we have ordinance for first reading to vacate a part of a 12-foot wide alleyway dedicated by the Rorton plat adjoining lots 1 and 2 and blocks 3 and adjoining lot 35 by a plat on the south and north line of lot 4 in Berg's addition.
I make a motion, we introduce ordinance 2024-001.
Second,
Have a motion and a second for introduction. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to weights and measures report. Everybody received that?
Yes.
We'll move to payment of claims in the amount of $38,029,843.22. Just a note, $35,709,941.16 is actually the fall settlement. We also have a payment of claims in the amount of $251,372.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to pay payment of claims and ARP claims. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to public comments. Ms. Hanson?
Good morning and Happy New Year. I'm Linda Hanson, speaking for the League of Women Voters, Muncie, Delaware County. And we had requested a time for a presentation because we would like you to reconsider the ordinance, the solar ordinance that has just been approved, to look at it in terms of the state recommendations, the standards for the solar energy ready communities. So we would ask again to be put on the agenda for a presentation so we can show you how the current ordinance just approved actually stacks up against those state standards. I don't know how else to ask for it. I've written to Sarah, I've written to all of you. As a nonprofit organization in the community, we would like to have that opportunity to make a presentation to you. Obviously, you know that the 500-foot setback is our major concern still at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Cheryl Swingley.
Cheryl Swingley, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
New Year.
Hope we have an excellent year and that we can get the ordinance for the solar, situation, resolved. I'm an educator by trade, so I always like to share information. And I would like to talk about where does Indiana money come from. It actually comes from, most of it, almost half of it, comes from manufacturing, healthcare, social assistance, real estate, and the rental and leasing sectors. We are also the largest producer of steel in the U.S. We account for 27% of the steel produced in the U.S. And although 80% of Indiana is in farmland, farming represents 4.7% of the state's gross domestic product. To support Indiana's businesses, electricity is going to be needed, more electricity. And these are sad facts. Indiana too often ranks in the top 10, usually on the bad side. Indiana ranks third in the use of coal to generate electricity after Texas and Missouri, which are two states I personally don't want to be in company with. Indiana is one of the top 10 natural gas consuming states. If Muncie and Indiana are to be successful, and I'll include Delaware County there in the future, the production of our electricity must come from alternative sources, such as solar and wind. So I too, as Linda asked, that you amend the setback requirement of Delaware County's ordinance so that it meets the state's requirements for future funding of such projects. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all we have signed up to speak.
Yes. Can I say something, Mr. President? Mr. Hargrave, could you come back up to the podium, please? You're requesting some financial assistance, correct?
Yes, sir.
What, in the amount of what?
In the amount of $15,000.
Okay. I wanted to make that clear.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have anything else? No, I'll entertain a motion to recess.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to recess. Ed, can you call the roll?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.